Hey everybody, back at it again, as always. So tonight, we're going to be doing the bottom half now of the engine. Like the bottom, not just like partial bottom, but the bottom. So, I gotta get my little chat room going over here. So now that we got the rods all done, the next part of your project is now getting the oil chain, oil pan, or the oil cover, oil pump, and all that, and then we put the pan on. So, oh, and the rear main seal as well. So let's get to work. So there's this little cover here that we use to install pretty much to, I guess it covers the shy side. It goes this way. I just can't remember what direction it goes in. Yeah, but it goes this way. This is broken. Okay. And then your oil pump. Which will sit.
Welcome to 4-Foot Finance with your pint-sized investing guru James, brought to you by the ScholarShare 529 College Savings Plan.
Parents, you know those growth charts you're always marking our height on? Well, I have a better use for them. Tracking the growth of your ScholarShare 529 College Savings Plan account. With 100% tax-free growth, a ScholarShare 529 plan could mean up to 25% more money for higher education. So you can watch your savings grow faster than my baking soda volcano.
Learn more at ScholarShare529.com.
Now, while you're at it,
Stuff. We've all got it. But here's the thing about stuff. We tend to
one big recommendation for you is put this all down by hand.
With a tap on your phone. Hey, there's my keys or bike or stuffed panda Ernie.
When it's all the way down by hand, you'll see here there's a little bolt, there's a chain that goes here, there's a cog that goes on here.
That'd be great.
Visit Tile.com to join a world where everyone can find everything that matters. Tile. Together we find.
This holiday season, he went to Jared because getting her a blender just insane.
Remember, everything goes down hand tightened.
Her ideal gift is
the reason for this, because you've got to be able to have some wiggle room.
Levion pieces than any other jewelry store in the world.
Okay.
And from November 16th through the 26th,
don't worry about timing. The oil pump doesn't need to be timed.
$10 off any Levion purchase.
So,
sound good? That's why he went to Jared.
That.
Some exclusions apply. See jared.com for details.
And the oil, the little cog that comes with it here, or the sprocket, whatever you guys want to call it, only goes on one way. So remember that. Like that. And then usually what I do is I go from the top. You know, get it all loosey-goosey like that. It'll give you the room. If it doesn't want to give you the room, you can take it off. Yeah, I got music playing in the background. Is it too loud? Jamie, is it too loud for the music? There we go. Now, once you do that, I'll turn the music down just to be safe. Alright, thanks Jenny. Yeah, I just got music playing in the background. Before you actually like put this down, you see how it's all sloppy? Well, there's a tensioner that goes right here. I gotta find that because I bought a brand new one. That one you have to replace after you remove it because it gets a weird groove in it. So make sure you replace it. There it is. So, I think I threw away the old one. I'll double check, but yeah. If anybody can guess the song that's playing right now in the background, I will provide you with a free QnA lanyard. All you gotta do is pay for shipping. Just giving you guys a heads up. I'm gonna turn up the volume. Let me show you guys, see if I have the old one here. There it is. So I'll show you guys. Nope, neither. That was Ninja Turtles. So this is why we have to replace this. See that? Every single time you do something to the motor when you're gonna deal with that, this is why you're gonna need to replace it. Look at that. It just dug a perfect groove into it, and this is the original one, the new one. So good comparison there, if you guys can see that. Sorry, next time. If another song that comes up that I know, I'll do it again. I'll provide you guys with a free QnA lanyard. So what you have to do is give this little sucker some tension, and then pretty much put it in by hand. And the little tensioner has like a little spring on it. And it sits back here in the back of the engine, pretty much. It's kind of hard to show you. Okay. Right here, you'll notice all the tension that was on there. So it sits right back here on the side of the block. And that's pretty much what puts all the pressure onto this chain. Not very much, just needs enough tension so it has, you know, so the chain doesn't slop around and go crazy. What's going on, Jimmy? What's your question? Ask away, sir. Oh, I know this, Jam. Alright, what video game is this one from? Before you ask your question. Ah, good job, Miles. You earned yourself a free lanyard. All right. And to get it, and so you can redeem it, I'm gonna need you to email me at friendsoffast@outlook.com with your address and everything. I will email you pretty much right back with the shipping cost. Okay. Usually it costs me about $1 to maybe $1.50 to ship it. Just giving you a heads up. So that's on there now, nice and tight. You'll see the chain has very, very little slop now. Yes, I can type that for you. Give me a second. Jamie, it all depends. I could definitely tell you what motor it is if it's inside the engine bay. Now, if it's just a long block, virtually impossible to tell, other than maybe the by either the valve cover or what's the other one, or the manifold, or if it has a turbo already attached to it. I can tell you which one it is. But I mean, if it's not inside the engine bay, without even just by looking at it, it's almost impossible for me to tell you what motor code it is. Just want to give you that heads up for that. Hi Ray! It's Ray! Woo! He's on. Yeah, we've been getting people asking about you, Ray. They're wondering when you're going to show back up. I know you've been busy, buddy. No, the differences between every engine code, you'd be surprised. There's actually huge differences. For example, this is an AWP, which means the rods actually are hardened. They're actually forged rods on here from the factory. The pistons are still the stock pistons from the AWD motor. And the boost from the factory was increased. So so you had from the AWD, which came out in 1999, all the way to 2001, you know, depending on the chassis design. That one had different rods because they were noticing on if you ever had a vacuum leak or a boost spike, that the rods were bending and cracking, so they're very, very poor design. So in 2002 they released the AWP block, which had harder rods, a better turbo, a better flowing head, by a little bit. Not very much was changed, but they just changed a little bit more of the internals, not the block itself. So that made more power. So it went from 160 horsepower to 180 because of the better internals and a better turbo as well. So that's what they did then, and that's in the GTI platform. On the Audi platform, oh my God, that they had so many different versions of that engine. It's pretty crazy. What's funny, the crank is actually identical all across every year. It's the TDI that had the better crank. The TDI crank was actually better. It was you can actually use the TDI crank in these blocks. If you ever want to stroke out the motor, you can stroke it out to a 2 liter pretty much with using a TDI crank. A lot more power. Yeah, I never read that the crank was any different, but I could be wrong. But I mean, I lived on Vortex for forever before I started using Facebook, and that's what I read. I mean, there might be more information coming out, but that's what I know. So now we got the pump and everything. You'll notice that this is still floppy. I was tripping out because it was hitting the bolt here. I forgot I didn't tighten down the nut on this yet. Any other questions though, guys? Oh, don't ever call me a pro. I'm more of an amateur. You know, I definitely think of myself as an amateur. Nowhere near pro status. You know, I'm not that good at what I do. But I'm good at reading. That's for damn sure. I got a big old freaking Bible right behind me that helps me verify what I do. So I know for a fact that if I mess up, the book will tell me. And that's how I do everything on here, is just by the book. There's guys out there that can do way better work than I can, you know, but I can only be as good as the book, pretty much. That's all done. And a little bit of lubrication. Now, no, definitely I'm good at what I do, but I don't call myself a pro. I never do that. You know, I'm an amateur. You know, I'll never call myself a professional, just because this is all a passion, man. You know? So this is the ARP crank bolt. This sucker pretty much fixes the problem with high horsepower 1.8Ts where they shear the key guide off of here. And Integrated Engineering sends you a little piece of paper here.
They'll deliver all your bathrooms, so you don't have to come to my store and bother me when I'm trying to text my girlfriend's friend.
It's a 74 foot-pounds plus a quarter turn.
Best razor for just $5. Only at DollarShaveClub.com/Spotify. That's DollarShaveClub.com/Spotify.
We love students. That's why we made premium for students. And
they're telling you right now you need a very, very long bar to get this to torque down.
But instead of music, it's great TV,
and the shitty thing is,
and hit movies. And it's now
I gotta be able to get a piece of wood in here without damaging anything.
Premium for students with Hulu is still just $4.99 a month. Tap on the banner to learn more.
That's when I get the timing cover on.
What do you think of this one?
Skip.
Okay, this?
Next.
So what you need to do is cram a piece of wood in here. Just like this. So when you guys put the gear on,
With Spotify Premium, you can skip any song, anytime, even on mobile. Just don't let it go to your head.
this bad boy. I can't put it on until I put the timing cover on here, but when you guys install this, this goes on, you have to put Loctite or motor oil as per the instructions. So this goes down to 78 foot-pounds or 74 foot-pounds using a very, very long breaker bar. And you have to torque this down, like I said, down to 78 pounds and plus a quarter turn. Now, I don't know if you know, but something this large and that tight is very, very difficult to do. So have two people involved, because me and my friend Pepe literally stood on this and we were only able to get an eighth of a turn versus a quarter turn, and we still had to go even further. So FYI, pretty crazy. Yeah, good luck, man. Well, I recommend IE rods no matter what when you do your rebuild, just because it's virtually impossible to control boost spikes. Boost spikes are your enemy, you know. Let me see if I can go over here. Yep, there you go. Boost spikes are the enemy. So even if your car is 100% solid, that one time you just like, you know, I'm just gonna floor it, and it goes from like, you know, 4 psi to like 30 psi, you'll bend a rod. I don't care how it works, but small turbos like K04s, Franken turbos, I was doing a lot of research about why people bend rods with such small turbos, is because they don't flow as well as a large turbo. Not because they're making too much torque, it's because they're not flowing correctly, because they're creating too much back pressure inside the cylinder, compression. So I was reading up, there's actually a couple guys out there with 1.8Ts, 100% stock, making, you know, 400 horsepower on a stock internal build, just using a big turbo. And the reason why, and I was reading up on a lot of stuff, and the reason why he hasn't bent any rods, because he built the head correctly, you know, for better flow. He did the proper exhaust manifold, did the proper intake manifold, and everything just flows in, flows out the way it's supposed to, so there's no crazy pressure other than just power. So that is something for you guys to keep in mind. You know, I know it's weird, but the science behind it proves it. So I know it's crazy, but yes, you can do that. However, it has to be done correctly. You know, you can't just floor it in first and second, you know, no matter what kind of car you build, because you're going to blow the tranny to begin with. Number two, proper tires, proper transmission, build, an LSD, proper clutch, all that, entails, how much torque and force is going to be put to the ground. And then you got to factor all that in on top of the, the tension onto the rods and the motor itself. All of those play a small part into your quality of your motor, and what's going to hold up. Now, if you want to take the guessing game out of that and the stupidity out of that, just put rods. Forget about everything else, just slap some rods in, call it a day. You'll make 400 horsepower, you can make your 300, 350 horsepower with boost spikes all day and not be concerned about damaging anything. That's what you have to, factor into your head. I've seen guys who blow the bottom ends off of a block because there's so much blow by. You build so much pressure underneath here, you ruin the engine. That's because, again, they probably just slapped some rods in and they probably reused the piston rings. They didn't buy new piston rings. They probably didn't machine the block. A lot of stupid stuff. I've seen stuff just dumb. Or they slap in a KO4 and don't rebuild the motor at all, and the car can't hold that much pressure. It's gonna blow the block. Stupid people do stupid things, and stupid things happen to their engines. No. Do it right. Do it right, take your time, build it right, and at the end result, you'll give yourself a bulletproof engine that will last, a lifetime. And meaning a lifetime in an engine is like 100, 200,000 miles. My motor before it burned down had 586,000 miles on it. And I was rocking an F23 build on it, and I had everything done correctly on that engine. And I had over 500,000 miles, and not a single moment, I ever had a problem with the engine. All right, that just says, proper maintenance and proper everything will make your engine reliable. It's just you gotta know what you're doing. Just don't just slap on a turbo and call it a day. A proper tune will also take care of you. Okay, so now we got all this. Let's see. Oh, we gotta get the torque specs for all this. Yeah, I had a stock transmission. The power that the transmission can take is maybe 300 pounds of torque. I've heard about 340 pounds of torque with stock everything, just upgraded clutch. But the reason why you can't handle that much power is the third gear. Third gear in those explode. That's what pretty much falls apart. The 6-speed transmission are even just as bad, don't even deal with that. But the 5-speed transmissions are a little more reliable. So if you want your transmission not to explode, put an LSD in there, and a good clutch. Not something too grippy, because something like a stage 3 with like a 6-putt, that can put too much power to the ground, and you can damage something in the transmission pretty quickly. Or learn how to teach yourself how to go first to second using not as much power, and then third, fourth, and fifth going balls out. But it all depends on what you're gonna be using your car for. I know third gear are the best, because it's where it's just balls to the walls fun, right? Always. All right. Oh, and if you guys are wondering, this is my holy Bible right here. See this? Fucking 500 pages on everything you need to know about a Mark IV. Everything. Now, I tend to dump the clutch around 33,000, 2,500 to 3,000. With a proper build, you don't need to worry about that. Alright, let's see here. 1 and 2. So 11 foot-pounds for these guys right here. That's it. So let's do that one first. I gotta go get my torque wrench. Be right back. Awesome, man. Yeah, the Bentley is like the best thing in the world. I got my torque wrench here. Set it to 11 foot-pounds. Alright, all done. Double check. That seems really light for that, but could be wrong. See here, nothing there. Trying to find a torque spec for that sprocket. Okay, nothing here. Yeah, just baby it, man. Just baby it. You'll be fine. Just take your time. Don't rush anything on your engine. Just while you're driving it, don't drive it like crap. You know, just drive it slowly, you'll be fine. Nothing. If anybody got time, look up the torque spec for the oil pump sprocket for me. I'm looking up over here, but I don't see it. I don't even see the tensioner, which is even funnier. Shit, I'm not gonna put 100 foot-pounds on that shit. You crazy fool. I don't have anything. That's so weird. Oh, wait. Found it. There it is. So number 23. 18 foot-pounds. And then the tensioner. 11 foot-pounds. Done. So let's do this one really quick. So 11 foot-pounds there. And then the sprocket, one more time, at 18 foot-pounds.
Are we ready to open next month?
I think so.
You think so?
Well, it's complicated. Fire protection, first aid supplies, uniforms, safety training, mat services, oh, and restroom supplies.
So uncomplicated. Call Cintas. They'll handle all of it.
Wow, one company can handle all that? That's not very complicated.
So, you'll be ready?
Oh, we'll be ready.
Learn how Cintas can help you get ready for the workday. Visit Cintas.com.
Love on the weekend, love on the weekend. I'm coming.
Nope, it's 11 foot-pounds on the Bentley. I'm not gonna go against the Bentley guys. They're all 11 foot-pounds. 11 foot, 11 foot, 11 foot, and then this one's 18
and classic favorites.
for the Bentley. So.
Listen now.
Before the holidays, it's the little things at CVS Pharmacy that help get you ready for the season. Like decadent Ghirardelli chocolates. Now buy one, get one 50%
For 1.8 T's, the viscosity, depending on where you live actually, is what you buy. Here in California, 1.8 T's thrive on 530. So, Castro 530 especially, because...
all the little things for everyone on your list.
Give me a second, alright? I gotta do this really quick. Alright. And the reason why I say Castro 530 full synthetics is because Volkswagen themselves manufacture the engines using that oil. So, if you think you're going to be smarter than Volkswagen and what kind of viscosity to use, or type of oil or brand, then by all means be smarter than them, but I go by what the manufacturer suggests, and the manufacturer suggests 530 full synthetic. You know, good oil, can't complain, and I use Castrol. Like, I mean, I love the Castrol, and it's not very expensive either. So, good way of doing it. I mean, but it's up to you guys, honestly. It's really up to you and what you guys want to put in it. But in California, 530 is the best weight. For basic or even high mileage. 540 is kind of pushing it, honestly. 540 is actually really thick oil, and you can cause the car to work a little harder than normal. Sometimes may overheat. So just want to give you a heads up on that too. You know, a lot of people always recommend thicker oil. Well, thicker oil doesn't necessarily mean better. You know, especially on older cars. You know, my car with 500,000 miles on it, I've always used 530 I just moved over to 530 full, high mileage, just because, you know, the seals and everything get older on them, but that's pretty much it. The rebuild process. Now, the break-in, when you have a rebuild. For what I'm doing, like this full rebuild, there's a lot of controversy out there. There's a lot of ways of doing it. I went by what my machine shop suggested. So for the first 50 miles, okay, 50 miles, 2050 conventional oil. Run it. You can drive it kind of hard. Don't drive it too hard, but drive it hard. You know, like you're driving normally for about 50 miles. It will smoke like a mother, but just do that. For 50 miles, change your oil, drain the oil, change the filter for a minute, and then what you want to do, make sure it has zinc in it. Zinc is a really good additive for breaking in motors. Just for the first time around, a brand called Kendall is a really good oil. Runs about $5 a quart, really, really affordable. Do that for the first 50 miles, drain it. Then right after the 50 miles, fill it up with your 530 full synthetic and run it for 100 miles. With that, drain it, fill it again with one more oil change. Your third oil change, and then go up to 300 miles with that, and then check your dipstick, check for coloration. If it gets a little dark for that much mileage, then do one last oil change, and then that's it. You should be ready for driving the crap out of it. For me, I like being a grandpa and be very safe. I will do the same thing, but I'm going to run it all the way to 2,000 miles on low boost for the entire time. For the entire time of the break-in process. 2,000 miles goes really quick for me. I can do that in a month easily. Then after that, go balls out, man. Have fun with the car, and drive it like crazy. That's it. There's other ways of breaking it in. Other people recommend. That's what my machine shop told me to do. I don't know about you, but a machine shop's smarter than me. They've been doing it a lot longer than me. The machine shop I went to, they've been in business for almost 50 years. I don't know about you, but I think they have better advice than what I can advise you. So that's just what they told me to tell, you know? Okay, so that being done, hopefully that helped you out. Yeah, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. So now, my front seal, so beat, I got toasty. So my buddy Tim from DCI is coming over right now. He's going to help me work on the top end for me tonight. We're going to try to get this motor almost completely done tonight. So if you guys want to watch that, stay tuned because we got a lot coming. Just got to pop out this seal. Go. Ray, that's like your boyfriend, boo. What are you talking about? F that guy, Ray. That's your old man. He gives you the D. So I gotta clean this right here. This one got pretty dirty. This is actually what survived in the fire too. My front main seal. And don't be mad, Ray, because Tim's coming over. He might be your replacement. Just messing, buddy. Love ya. Check that out. Almost a 9-day difference, huh? That works amazing. Look at that. I love purple power. Sorry, Ray, sometimes, you know, the truth hurts, you know? Sometimes, you know, it's gonna hurt a little bit. You're a big boy, you can take it. Two points slow, bro. If an NK3 don't got a VR6, then it's a 2 point slow. Be right back. Get some more cleaner. Now when you get your part cleaned up as clean as you want it, you know, this you don't see very much, so I'm not really concerned with how it looks. You just need it clean. Get yourself a razor blade. If I can find my razor blade. There it is. And the old gasket you're going to want to scrape off as best you can. You just scrape it like going down if you can, or make sure it's a brand new razor, because if you dig into the metal or try scraping the crap out of the metal, it's not going to seal. I'm using no rusty or super dull razor, because then you're going to end up having a leaky front main seal and doing all this over again.
Contour presents Terrible Impersonations. Yo, Adrian!
So fluffy!
Say hello to my little friend. With Contour's voice remote, you don't have to be good. You just have to say it and your TV finds it.
Hey, son of a nutcracker!
Voice remote on Contour from Cox. Cable TV reimagined to get you right to the good stuff. Available to residential customers in Cox service areas. Broadband Wi-Fi connection required for app-based viewing. Not all famous movie quotes are searchable. Other conditions apply.
This holiday season, he went to Jared because getting her a blender just didn't sound right. Her ideal gift is waiting at Jared, the Levion collection. Jared has more exclusive Levion pieces than any other jewelry store in the world. And from November 16th through the 26th, visit jared.com and you'll receive a...
Is there anything else? Any other questions you can ask me?
Sound good?
While I'm scraping away?
To Jared. Some exclusions apply. See jared.com for details.
Duralast batteries are proven tough in the most extreme conditions. They're tested to start in 140-degree heat or temperatures of 40 below. Yep, they're that tough. So if they can do that, they can definitely perform for your nephew's soccer game, work through a scattered thunderstorm, or be dependable on Sunday afternoon trips to the grocery store. Because no matter what the weather's like, it's nice to know that you've got a proven tough Duralast battery under the hood. Duralast, proven tough, and sold only at AutoZone. Let's get you what you need. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
So, when you guys work on the front main seal, I'll show you this in just a moment. Alright, so when you guys start to work on this part of the cover, because this is what we call the front main seal. So this bad boy sits right here, okay? Covers this whole entire area. You have to put some RTV all over this whole portion here. Hello. Hey, babe. Tim is on his way. Yeah, can you wait a little bit? Thank you. So you're gonna drizzle some RTV on here. Oh. Hey, Carlene! He's here. Can you open the door for him, please? Not the garage, but the front door. No, not the garage. Stop! 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 You very went down. Careful. Don't come into the front. Oh man, that would have been disastrous. So, okay. We're gonna put some RTV on here. Now, this sits flush here. So you can install this already immediately. That way you have all this bottom portion done. The rear main seal, I can't do yet until I have this taken off the car, putting off of the stand. I have to do the other side. So I'm not going to work on that. This is more important, this side. This holds all your timing components, your water pump and all that. So we're going to get to that in just a moment. So let's get to the RTV. Then move the camera back. Timmy's here. Hold on. There we go. So, just so you know, Tim's here, and Ray already gave you shit for being here. He said, "Fuck that guy." Yes. So, you can respond to that now over there. You can't see yourself, but hi, Ray. Maybe if I read the camera more, yeah. So I already got the bottom all done so. Yeah. The chain doesn't have to be timed. No. Ray's all, What's up? The head's done, yeah. Yeah. Trying to raise you guys up so you guys can see more. There we go. Getting the camera all situated, guys, so give me a break, alright? There we go. See if we can do more of this. So, want to move that stuff, or you have a shirt right there? I got my Bible over here. And Ray's comment was just, So once we get this on here, this on, we got to kind of seal on here and torque it down, and then we'll do the head after that. Because I can't do anything else until I can't do the rear main seal. Actually, I think we can put the pan on there and then do the rear main seal afterwards, can we? Right? Because the pan sits down. Yeah, I'll figure it out. We'll get to that point. So make sure you guys do a really thin layer of RTV. I'm already going crazy, but I'm going to spread this. Because you don't want this to get into the actual engine. Fuck, this thing smells. It's only up stuff, man. Wow. That actually made my nose hair like singe a bit. Did you eat already? No, it's starting to eat. Are you eating again? That's a real question. Okay. Making sure. Don't touch that. Yeah, right. Don't tell Jackie. Are you pissed Ray calls Jackie right now? You scared? It should be funny. Alright, so super thin. Nothing thick. Want to look at the torque specs for this? The Bible's right there. Like 10, 11 pounds on the too tight. Oil pump wanted freaking 10 foot-pounds. And that's not much of anything.
Foot-pounds?
Yeah. Raise on moi.
No, that's like 15 newton meters.
Yeah, it's not very much.
15 is 11 pounds.
And then the sprocket, it wanted 18 foot-pounds.
15 newton meters, 11 pounds.
Okay. Grab that, set that. I'm gonna go find the bolts. Front rear means yeah. So another handy dandy trick when you take apart your entire engine, sandwich bags and a Sharpie. Never lose anything. So the front ventile is at 11 foot-pounds. They're not a quarter time or anything like that, they just tighten that. When we get the torque at 3 times. Yeah. And I think it's up to 80 foot-pounds. I think it's the max. Where'd you get that shirt from?
Driver gear. I don't like it.
You don't like it? Now to find the crank seal. So we're down to the crank seal now. Now, no, what's the word? No oil, no hammering it in. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So these just go on, and you gotta make sure it's dry. I already dried that, but make sure your seal itself on the inside, where all this sits on, is 100% dry. Because if there's any oil or anything like that, it will slip and give you an issue, and then you'll start leaking oil. And then, yeah, there's a little lip on the inside of here. This has to fold in, not out, towards you. Use a little flathead screwdriver. It'll help you push it in. There's a little plastic cover that goes on there, you know. Well, the last set that you gave me with my other build, it came with it.
Keep it?
I don't know. I don't think so. No. It didn't come with this one though. Bitch, please. Alright. Let's see. Someone else had a question. Quick question. They discontinued the G20, but Pet Frost just released at AutoZone now European specific formula. It's cheaper and you can buy it by the gallon, just so you know. Yeah. They now we got rid of all like our whole top row, and now it's all like Pet Frost like brand specific tools. So now you can buy like Volkswagen, or you can buy BMW, you can buy. We started carrying all that now. Smack that in slowly. What? Is there more built in that?
I would say something these sides.
Oh.
So if you have like a 30 or 32 mil socket.
I got those.
Something that'll give you push.
Okay. Smaller?
Smaller, yeah.
Okay. Give me a second.
Are you a dreamer or a forward thinker who aspires to advance your career? Udacity will prepare you for the jobs of tomorrow, teaching you cutting-edge Silicon Valley skills that are recognized by the most innovative companies in the world, like Google, IBM, Mercedes-Benz.
1 3/8 socket works really well to
Alexa and X.
get in the seal,
Time, save
tap it in
$50
slowly.
when you enroll in a
I got a rubber mallet right
at
here.
udacity.com/Spotify. Terms and conditions apply.
The Happy Honda Day sales event is back with great deals. So come find out about KBB.com's best value brand. Hurry into your Honda dealer today.
Based on 2017 brand image awards from Kelly Blue, but visit KBB.com for information.
You know what's better than getting a new smartphone? Getting a great deal on a new Samsung Galaxy S8. That's right, for a limited time, save 50% instantly on a Samsung Galaxy S8 with Sprint Like Speeds. Visit your local Sprint store. Go to sprint.com/GS8 or call 1-800-SPRINT1 today. Works for me.
Galaxy Samsung 8 1563 per month for 18 months. For well-qualified customers with lease and new line activation. Limited time offer. Savings until 1/31/19 and $60 per month for line 1, $40 per month for line 2, and $30 per month for line 1 through 3. With auto pay discount applied with the 2 invoices. The best price compared to similar plans from national carriers. Features differ, other monthly charges apply.
Almost there. And then as per the instructions for the OE crank seal, let's assume you were just doing this and the car's already, this is already in the car. It was leaking from that seal and you were just trying to service it. You cannot drive the car for 4+ hours because it's saying that the rubber inside has to settle. So just a word of advice. No, I only use distilled water. I know the manual says ionized. Distilled water is fine. And just use G20 or G12 coolant or G13, which is the newest one out right now. So now the pump, chain, and new tensioner are all done. Front main seal is all done. Now to do the head. Now, you don't have to set the block to TDC. It's not required. It's all up to you if you guys want to do that. I don't care for it right now, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to do that after everything else is done. So if you guys really want to set it to TDC, crank it by hand. This should be pretty much 100% flat. This cylinder, because this is cylinder number 1. Actually, no. This is cylinder number 1. Oh, wait a minute. That's the crank. Front main seal, yeah. So this is cylinder number 1. This has to be all the way up, and during pretty much the compression stroke or top dead center, when, you know. So you'll know at the top when you feel the piston pretty much feel like it's going up and down at the same time, like right in the middle. That's when you know you're at TDC here. If you're really, really concerned, slap on the timing cover, and there's a marker here with the cog, and it'll tell you where you're at in TDC. So if you guys really want to go that route, wait till the end. Yes, standard green coolant is bad for these engines. Even if you completely flush it out. The reason being, the brass on the coolant temp sensor and the, I forgot what was the other thing, the metal impeller and all that, create something, or what is it called when the coolant coagulates, and there's another name, changes resistance. And it'll throw improper coolant temperatures.
And it'll start deteriorating internals.
Yeah. It will rust things a lot faster, just so you know. Don't recommend it. Stay with factory stuff. It's about the same price, honestly.
And if you're ever in a bind and you need to throw coolant in your car, just put water to get you to where you gotta go.
Yep. Straight water is actually better than mixing your coolant. So the gasket only goes in one way, so you gotta make sure everything goes where it's supposed to go. The numbers for the gasket have to face up, just so you guys know. So now that you have that, if you're using ARP studs, they go in hand tight. Do not torque these down, nothing. They go in hand tight. I know that's kind of fishy and sketchy, but that's how they work. Believe me, that's what their instructions state. Ray's all like, that was a big word. Okay, Ray. Alright, I'm going to go to the back of the head. This is the front, the back. Careful not to scratch the head. Let's see here. There we go. So now, with the head on, make sure everything sits level. Oh, there's a notch on a scratch on one of the valves. Huh?
Something right there.
It's actually something?
Yeah, there's a piece of metal. You got a magnet.
Oh, it is a piece of metal. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was a scratch. That's why I left it alone. It was right here. Right. Careful, because that bottom piece falls off. a little squeezer or something. Or a piece of, we'll get it in just a minute. So now with the head on, since we're using studs, these are 10-point. So just drop the nuts in. We'll get to them in just a minute. I got it? Awesome. I forgot one thing. We gotta put grease on the inside. Before I get the magnet and pull them back out. Yeah. For all the nuts that they give you for the ARP studs, you need to get a little bit of assembly lube inside of them. It's necessary. Got it. Just a little bit of assembly lube. It won't affect anything, but it's required during the assembly process for the head. I believe it's just 80 foot-pounds and that's it. So it could be wrong. Alright, so now that all the bolts have assembly lube for them, they all have to go down by hand. Not a single one has to be torqued yet, because there's a very, very specific torque sequence that this has to be done at. And it's right here. I'll show this to you guys. That is the torque pattern right there. See that? That's the torque pattern for this, so we have to go in that order. And the reason being, this allows the head gasket to settle where it needs to settle, and there's no warping of the actual head gasket. A lot of newbies will just torque it down, and then when you drive the car, there's like leaking coolant, or the head gasket is like overheating, or the car's overheating, or burning oil. Because you guys messed up on torquing down the head gasket, or the head correctly. So, very, very important step, okay guys? So I'm gonna get the, grab that. Now this uses an M10 bit, just so you guys know. The manual. No, it's so hard. There we go. I was looking for that stupid thing.
With Spectrum Internet, you can expect to get what you pay for. That means we deliver what we promise. Faster internet, consistent speeds, and better performance than our competition. Click the banner to learn more. But don't just take our word for it. Check the latest FCC broadband report. Then get Spectrum Internet. Only $29.99 for 100 megs when bundled. No data caps, no modem fees, and no contracts. Spectrum delivers the speed you expect and the bandwidth you need to stream, watch, and share on all your devices.
That's the problem.
For many businesses, hiring is tough. You want access to highly qualified candidates, fast.
I know I had
you
it.
don't want to sign a long-term contract or pay upfront fees. That's why you need Indeed.com, delivering 6 times more hires than any other job site, according to independent research.
Oh, I remember what I
Indeed
did.
is offering new users a $50 credit to get their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/audio. That's Indeed.com/audio. Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Let's see here. Fire protection?
Check.
Uniforms, mats, and restroom products?
Check.
First aid cabinets and safety products?
Check.
Great! So it sounds like we're ready to go.
No, when I said check, I meant we still need to check on all those things.
Just call Cintas. They can handle all of it. It's what they do.
Okay, call Cintas. Check. I mean, got it.
Learn how Cintas can help you get
Bag
ready
should be on
for
the
work.
side.
Visit Cintas.com.
What is the first thing?
Like you said, it's 3 equal steps up to the top.
Right? There should be a 13 over there. Alright guys, so you mess up here, you might as well just not build an engine. Right? This is way more important than timing. I mean, timing you can be off by like a degree, which is about a 2. Here though, you can be off pretty bad and you'll ruin the entire engine. Everything has to go down by hand. Just hand tighten. Do not tighten these down like hard because you will mess up. So which one's the first cylinder number 1? I mean, number 1.
1.
That's number 1?
That's 1.
Okay. So the way that works, it's 80 foot-pounds in total. And so you divide the 80 by 3. Okay? So let's assume we do. Let me get my calculator. Give me a second here. So 26 foot-pounds. 26.6. So the first time you do it at 26 pounds. Second time you do another 26, but you double that. So what's 26 plus 26? So 52. So the second time around is at 52 foot-pounds. And the last one is at 80 foot-pounds, okay? So 26, 52, 80. That's it. Alright? Do not go 26, 26, 26. No. It's 26. You divide the weight by 3, but you add it along the way. So 26, 52, and then 80 foot-pounds. That is your torque. There's 26 number 1. Let me give the camera over so everybody can see nice and close. Okay, so 5, 6. And 7. And this will be 8. And then over here is number 10. Now this is ARP's torque sequences, okay guys? Not Volkswagen or Victor Wren's. you're using ARP's product, you're going to 50 pounds. 52, I'm sorry, 52 foot pounds. That's 52 foot-pounds. We're now on the next torque sequence. So 1, 2. 3. 4. 5. Number 6. 7. 8. 9. And then the last one over here, 10. Alright, one more time at 80 foot-pounds. So you're in 26, 52, 80. And there's no going over, stretching, or anything like that. That's it, you're done. There's no extra corner turn or nothing. Number 1. 2. 'It's so sketchy every time. You think, oh, I'm going over. What was that? Yeah, the studs are reusable, man. The bolts, they tend to stretch. If you read up on the actual ARP's website, they stretch. So. So that's why I went to studs versus bolts. And reading up online, the studs actually are a lot more reliable than the bolts. They tend to hold compression a lot better, and especially when you go to high power builds, they tend to work a lot better. They're a lot more reliable. That's why. Not even much more in price either. Number 10. All done. Another thing is you cannot double check your torque specs on these. Once you have it down, you're done. You can't go in there like clunk them again and check them. Nope. One and done, man. So now the head's installed. So after you got all that torque down, the next thing we can start doing is water pump, tensioner, pulley, and belt will be next, and the cog, this bad boy down here. So let's do that actually first. That's gonna be a big. Oh, it just got a lot heavier. Okay, so it says to use motor oil, the bolt. You right then? Yeah. Yeah, a little hot. Hot and sweaty. It's right there in front of us. So per ARP, or Integrated Engineering, the cramps and oil in here on the bolt. No Loctite if you don't want to. They don't recommend it, or they don't require it. This pulley only goes on one way. I mean, this cog only goes on one way. Okay. Then the next thing you do is cram a piece of wood. There's somewhere around here. I had it in the freaking wall earlier. Ah. I don't know. Here it is. Cramming wood. So you gotta trim the motor. That's a 19. I also got I got a brand new sock out here. Huh?
Or then the
no, it's right here.
Hey, Spotify listener. Think you might have a broken bone, or you're just not sure? Direct Orthopedic Care, or DOC, can give you answers today. No waiting for a specialist appointment, no wasted time in the ER, or the huge ER bill. DOC offers immediate access to the orthopedic specialists you need 7 days a week. From breaks and sprains to tears and strains. Head to toe, from kids to seniors. Anything orthopedic every day of the week. Direct Orthopedic Care, DOC. Specialist skills without the high ER bill. Tap the banner for nearby locations.
Let's see here. Fire protection.
Check.
Uniforms, mats,
The 19
and
is the
rescue
factory
products.
one.
Check.
First aid cabinets and safety products.
Check.
Great. So it sounds like we're ready to go.
No. When I said check, I meant we still need to check on all those things.
Just call Cintas. They can handle all of it. It's what
But
they
that's
do.
the torch spec for it.
Call Cintas. Check. I mean, got it.
Have fun trying to
Cintas can help you.
We're gonna have a lot of fun trying to make
Visit
that work.
Cintas.com.
Stuff. We've all got it. But here's the thing about stuff. We tend to lose it. Wouldn't it be great if there's a little thing called Tile that helped you find your stuff? With a tap on your phone. Hey, there's my keys, or bike, or stuffed Panda Ernie. But what if Tile was more than that? What if Tile was an entire community of people coming together to turn lost stuff into found stuff? Wouldn't that be great?
Visit Tile.com to join a world where everyone can find everything that matters. Tile. Together we find.
I have it too.
It says here 1316 full point.
Yeah, I have it. I just gotta find it. We used it, I know that. So it doesn't matter just finding it. I gotta use it on this. Oh, you know who might have it? Ray. You might have it, Ray. I think you took it. I think that's the next step right there. Buy one tomorrow. So we're going to stop there for this one. I don't have a socket apparently. I blame you, Ray. All your fault, Ray. Okay, well, no big deal. It's not gonna stop us. So, back to the top again. Oh, this is gonna be painful. Okay, so I don't have the good jigger, so can't do that. So what we need to do next are all the timing components, water pump, cam cover. That's 11 foot-pounds for that piece. Yeah, I read it on there. So. Water pump. Hydraulic tensioner. Tensioner pulley. Oh, it faces that way. There you go. The belt. The timing belt don't put on until towards the end. The 21 12-point socket, Ray, I think you have it. Or the 3/16.
13. 16.
A 13/16 socket. 12-point. I think that's the one we're missing. Because I can't find it, so more than likely it might have went with you on accident. I'll double check my tool bag. Ha! I found it. I take it back, Ray. I have it. I lied. Oh, what? Too tight? Was it stripping?
That's the scary part about it. Don't want to.
So just put it on good and tight then. That's it. I mean, it's not, it doesn't do anything other than just cover that one piece, so it's not super important. Just leave it alone. Okay, so yeah, just if you're happy with it, leave it alone. Okay, so I will
Get some silicone spray.
silicone spray or RTV.
Can we clean this a little bit?
There's some card cleaner right there. If there's any left in there, don't need probably much, but. Intake. Rock and crank sensor. I think these are all the
Spray lubricant.
lubricant for the O-ring. That one uses 3, right?
Yeah.
And the tensioner uses only 2, I think? Yeah. So 3 and 2. And the fully uses its own. Usually I just cram them in. And they never leak. But what I typically do too, though, I put RTV on them. It's just what I do. Sorry. That doesn't feel like it. Is that going smoothly? Never does. Huh? That's all we flush. A little bit of oil? Grease? I got like bearing grease and whatnot. The blue. Alright, so there's the 3 bolts right there. We use a 10 mil. It's been a while since I've done this one. Like about 4 months, so.
Yeah, could be 6 and 3 bolts.
Yeah, there you go. Can you give me the 2 bolts over there? Well, fine, Tim. Do everything yourself. I didn't want to do anything anyway. Ray was like, I'm about to rip you a new one. For what? It's my socket. These are 11 foot pounds. No, they're not 11. They're, I think they're 18. Thank you, Tim. Bringing my motor.
You should be seeing the main.
I think you're right.
The 11 meters. They're the same bolt.
Pounds, yep. The number 5, 20 foot pounds. So
Is that 20?
No. Yeah, 20 foot pounds. I know, Ray, you've never stolen anything, you borrow. I know that. I never said you stole it. Yeah, I know, right? Usually it is, though.
What did it say 20 foot pounds?
Huh?
What did it say in
27.
27 newton meters? Yeah, that's about right. I'm just doing 30 newton meters. Which is not much.
Alright, so now you got your everything pretty much settled in.
Don't pull the pin.
Yeah, don't pull the pin until you're done. Until you get everything timed. This set to TDC and everything else set. So I'm not gonna worry about that now. I gotta dirt. Yeah, that's the last thing on your build is to put the belt on. You know, through this whole process, you're trying to get everything set and done before you pretty much, you know, finish everything. Next thing is the oil cooler housing. Oh yeah, we gotta do that one. That's gonna be good. All right, back upside down you go, Mr. Motor. It's gonna drop. Wood block. Crank the motor, I guess. Go. No, first you need the breaker bar. I mean the torque wrench. So we're gonna set this to 74 foot-pounds. And then once you hit that, oh, let me give you the bigger torque wrench. Oh, you got that? Yeah. Turn the motor until you put the wood block in there, okay? It should fit perfectly in there.
Music breathes life into our precious daily moments. Every energetic note adding zest to keep us feeling fresh. Every expression unique, lasting, and memorable. Like the refreshingly smooth Macallan Double Cask 12 years old. Defined by a modern American oak sherry cask with classic hints of honey, citrus, and fresh oak. Click now to discover the flavor of your moment and express yourself with a Macallan playlist poured just for you. Over 21s only. Please drink responsibly.
We're changing things up at Chili's. Even our song is changing.
Our old song was Baby Back, Baby Back, Baby Back. It was about ribs because that was our thing.
Everything's getting an update.
Our new menu is totally different. We made your favorite things a lot bigger.
We made our new burger half a pound. That's much bigger.
And the ribs are 30% bigger. The fajitas are way bigger too.
48% actually. But that's like impossible to say.
I don't know, maybe just let me try it. The fajitas have 48% more fajitas. Oh baby, Chili's is back. Baby back, baby back.
When you're hiring, you want qualified candidates, fast. And it can be hard to know where to find them. More than 3 million businesses use Indeed.com, the world's #1 job site. Whether you need entry-level or highly skilled employees, Indeed helps you find great talent and make the right hire. Indeed is offering new users a $50 credit to give their first job post premium visibility as a sponsored job. Redeem this offer at Indeed.com/audio. That's Indeed.com/audio.
No.
Terms, conditions, and quality standards apply.
Oh, it's only the only. I gotta take the pump off. Oh god. Spinning the wrong direction. No, just the plastic cover off. That's all we need to take off the baffle. That should be more than enough to cover it. What is that?
74 foot-pounds.
74 foot-pounds, and then half a turn. I mean quarter turn. Yeah. This is a bitch part. Okay, so from here, quarter turn would be line there. Come on. Alright, this is like the hardest part. No, 1, 2, go. Wait, stop. Okay. Part is that look for that thing. It'll be okay. Okay. So what, we move like an inch?
Something like that.
No. Yeah. See what me and Pepe had to deal with? Right? You're really bending the whole entire frame. Oh shit. What have we done? Almost a quarter turn? So we went from here. You need to go like to here.
And then a little more out of it.
About an inch or two.
For a full quarter turn. Let's try some more leverage. Leverage point. I'm just pulling the whole thing over.
Yeah, that's what it sucks. So you guys know this is a bitch. Here, hold on. Let me move you guys back so you guys can see what's going on. What do you like, going 2 inches of that? I know. Yeah. This is what me and Pepe pretty much like failed to do. We had Carlene and Pepe on this, and then I went on it.
I'm tapped out.
And you sit on stand on this.
You got a jack handle?
Yeah. More leverage?
More leverage. Yep.
Alright. Don't pick me up. Alright, we just need to go down, like I said, like 2-3 inches. That's it. That's about an inch. It hasn't moved, huh? It's going. Oh, stop. Go.
Afraid something's gonna break
I think we're good then.
beforehand.
I mean, stock is 250 pounds.
No.
Right?
Or a few clacks. Call it a day.
I You guys, yeah. We went to 74 and then half quarter turn. That's like.
We're almost at a quarter turn.
Alright, give it one more try.
We had at least one more person to hold the weight back.
We'll go Carlene?
Probably be able to get it.
Wanna go Carlene?
If this holds.
The bar? I took off the wheel nut with that bar off my bus, and that goes on at 255 pounds. It held. me and Carlene picked the bus off the ground with that. So, and I know it's not the best brand in the world, but dude, it worked. She's on her way. Oh, battery's low. Dude, look at the fucking wood. Oh man. That's embedded.
We took our smallest car and did a very big thing. The 2018 Kia Rio is out, and yes, we did make an original song using the Rio as our instrument. Click here to peek the full music collab online. The small car doing big things. The Kia Rio.
We got Carlene here to help us.
This holiday season, he went to Jared because getting her a blender just didn't sound right.
Yeah, we tried.
Her ideal gift is waiting at Jared. The Levion collection.
We need the beast.
Jared has more exclusive Levion
the
pieces
legend.
than any other jewelry store in the world. And from November 16th through the 26th, visit Jared.com and you'll receive $100 off any Levion purchase. Sound good? That's why he went to Jared. Some exclusions apply. See Jared.com for details.
Just
With
putting pressure
Spectrum
down
Internet,
here.
you can expect to get what you pay for. That means we deliver what we promise. Faster internet,
So Timmy can
consistent
be like,
speeds, and competition. Click the banner to learn more. But don't just take our word for it. Check the latest FCC broadband report. Then get Spectrum Internet. Only $29.99 for 100 megs when bundled. No data caps, no modem fees, and no contracts. Spectrum delivers the speed you expect and the bandwidth you need to stream, watch, and share on all your devices.
That's it. That's it.
One more.
One more?
Ready?
No, one. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, go. There, that's it. We're done. It's torque to spec. You did?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
The second clip I got extra out of it.
Are you sure it's all the way in there?
Yeah, we know.
Or you go the other way, Tim. You won't break that sucker loose anymore.
Now I need to remove the special tool.
There you go, guys. Look at that. You can see the rod bolt indented in the wood.
Yeah, there's a thing wired from the last time. We're like trying to help the thing. So is this inspection?
Yes, that's
That's all we needed.
I told you, just need you for 2 minutes, man. That's it. Thank you. Love you. This is why Carlene's the best. It's just so sketchy, dude. Right? Alright. Look at this. Look inside here.
Wallet. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good way.
Yeah, dude.
Wallet. Oh.
What the hell?
We're allowed to drink on the job?
Yeah, I'm gonna drink on the job. We're allowed to drink live. Don't worry about it.
Just cover this side. No name brand.
No branding yet. This is the moon that's blue drink.
Apricot something or other. Delicious.
Oh shit.
It's not our stuff. It's in there.
This is really good. We have more?
There's only one. But
That's my baba. So now we're done with that. We can do the pan. We just can't RTV the back of the pan. This part of the pan we can't RTV until we put that seal on.
Best to put that seal on first.
Right?
Yeah, so we'll wait till that.
The pan's gonna be way last then.
Yeah.
So, next. Dear God. Yeah. One more. Who's that screwdriver?
Here.
Good. Okay, so now that the engine is done for that, we can actually get the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold mounted, and we can slap on the turbo and huh?
Valve cover?
Valve cover?
Not yet.
No, it's pretty ugly. I don't want to put it on until she's purdy.
All accessories then, yeah?
Yeah, well, I gotta pull my motor now, so we can do the accessories.
Oh, all the accessories from that motor are going in?
Yeah, exactly. Accessories are going on once the motor's pulled out of the Mark IV. And we're doing that live too. So we're gonna be pulling the Mark IV engine live as well, so you guys stay tuned for that too, guys. So, what's left? There's not much left, huh? This is exciting.
Time it right now.
Yeah, we can set it to TDC. I got a timing cover right here.
Yeah, we can time it, put the belt on and all that good stuff.
Yeah, since the pulley's finally on. Should be a timing cover. There it is.
Yeah.
Well, we need the valve cover too to do that then. That valve cover is pretty fugly. I know, but look! So ugly! I haven't put the baffles in here either, so I'll put those in later. So you'll see, I'll show you guys this right now. I'll wait till this Tim gets out of the way.
Actual tools for this.
For which one? The timing cover? I'll get them right now. We'll move you guys up closer so you guys can see this. Because timing is everything on an engine build, so. On top of head gasket, So you have a timing marker, and then what bolts were you using?
No, just not the right ones.
They're tiny little silver ones.
Yeah, there's a 10 mil head.
No? Oh, I know which ones they are. No, they're the really tiny. I gotta find those. They're really tiny.
Yeah, they look like.
Here they are.
They look like this guy.
Those are it.
Yep.
So we're using an ARP cam bolt and an ARP crank bolt. The reason for this prevents your main gears that drive all this from shearing. These little key guys that are built into it are notorious for shearing because of high horsepower setups. So we gotta make sure we don't do that. Well, if you wanted us to have the muscle, Ray, why don't you show up? Why don't you just stop working and come over here and do this?
He's busy ruining expensive wheels.
He got you there. So like literally the timing is off by like that's it right there. It's not even that bad.
Yeah, but
we gotta go over a little bit more. That's a just gotta go over just a tad. Okay, no, we're over that. Alright, so with your valve cover on and your cam gear set, you should be on this like 100%, okay? Don't touch that anymore. Now down below,
the crank.
Oh yeah, the crank. Oh, you know what? Up with the crank pulley? I don't have one.
You don't have a crank pulley?
It's on the car.
What about the other one?
Caught on fire.
Pulley?
It's rubber. It's a harmonic balancer. It's rubberized. It didn't survive the fire. Alright, so for timing today, it's not going to happen because we don't have the crank pulley to time it. But if you did, you'd mount the crank pulley here, and then there's a timing mark right here. The crank pulley has one as well. You spin it until it hits that and you're done. That's your timing mark, and you just put the belt on and call it a day. I mean, that's the gist of it. The catch is that when you put the belt on, it's going to spin. The pulley is going to spin and change its direction a little bit. So what you want to do is clock the pulley about 1 degree back or 1 tooth back, and then mount it and put it on.
Don't look at me.
That's how I do it. What?
I handle it.
I know you handle it.
One time.
But I do it like that just because I want it 100% set. You know, because when you tension this, it pulls the belt, and then it changes the timing mark. So, with that said, we can't do that anymore.
Alright.
Someone asked me if I seafoam my car. European cars, especially like 99 and newer, no. I don't recommend it very much because they don't build carbon like other engines like 2.0Ts. Yeah, the TSI, FSI motors, you gotta seafoam or figure out how to clean the carbon out of those like every what, like couple thousand miles? It's ridiculous. But for 1.8Ts,
Think about 10. I've seen 10,000 miles and they start feeling carbon again.
Already?
Yes.
Yeah. On a 1.8T motor, they build a little bit of carbon on the piston. You can use a little bit of seafoam through the vacuum line and just seafoam the pistons a little bit. But you have risk of thinning out your cylinder walls with oil and then causing that to scrape metal on metal and cause problems. It's up to you guys. I'm not a fan of seafoam, but there's a lot of people who like swear by it. I don't. It's up to you guys. Good maintenance prevents all these issues, especially on a 1.8T. Since they're not direct injected, you don't worry as much as, like I said, as much as carbon. The exhaust valves, intake valves on my old motor were literally carbon free. However, they were bent to crap. These are the original valves on my motor with over 500,000 miles on them. And you can tell, not a bit of carbon on the valves. A tiny bit on the actual valves themselves, but nowhere near what a newer motor would do.
Not the area where it affects.
Yeah, affects actual performance, yeah. That's for Tim. Yeah, get me one after this. Tim, can you make me one?
Okay.
Please? Yeah, eat it, Tim. You said...
Well, this roof was my face on
But it's in your face, you better eat it.
It's a chili dog in the family. That's a big do.
Okay.
Well, for this build, the octane I'm going to be using is 91 for the moment. Oh, you're not an onion guy.
Nah.
For the moment, however, I am going to be using 95, 98, 100 octane for this engine. For track days and not for daily. 91 is going to be my daily.
Daily 100.
I'm not going to daily 100. I don't have the money for $15 a gallon. You know? We're going to do that. I'll show you guys all that stuff later. But general driving is going to be 91. I might cram a little bit of ethanol in it to raise it up to like 93, but that's pretty much it. Nothing crazy. I mean, it's a daily driven car with, like I said, I'm shooting for 350, 400 horsepower, so nothing insane. I know it's a big number, but for the turbo that we're using, it's like nothing for it. It's going to be child's play. So while Tim is having dinner again, I'm going to get the intake manifold gasket on here. Exhaust manifold gasket. That's what's going to be going back on. Keep in mind, everybody, I am the only YouTuber on YouTube who does this and as thorough as we can. So if you like what I do and want to keep doing what I do, help us out. You know, go on my Peach Owl's Garage store, pick up some swag, a t-shirt, lanyard bundle. I'm always grateful when you guys pick those up because that helps pay for what I do over time. You know, very, very appreciative. You don't require to do it now, but just something I recommend. You know, help me out. I need to order from you exhaust manifold bolts. Nuts, I mean.
Happy Honda Days is full of great deals.
To help you get all the holiday feels. The Happy Honda Day sales event has great deals on our award-winning vehicles. All with stylish exteriors loaded with standard features from QnA.com's best value brand. Now,
yeah, I think I have a couple over here, but I think I'm just going to take all of everything. Just to be safe.
They
based on 2017 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KPP.com.
Because they're all the same size for all the cars.
Hey, I'm Clark. I work at the drugstore, and I hate my job. People are always asking me some weird questions, like,
I'll send you a text.
dry my skin out? Can you unlock the razor case? Will you please ring me up? I'm not like a...
So we're gonna bring out the baby. Excuse me, guys.
Buy all your bathroom stuff at DollarShaveClub.com.
You know why I'm doing this?
So you don't have to come to my store and bother me when I'm trying to catch my girlfriend's friend.
Right now, get our 3 most popular grooming products and our best razor for just $5. Only at DollarShaveClub.com/Spotify. That's DollarShaveClub.com/Spotify.
Hiring is important, but finding the right people can be a real challenge. That's why ZipRecruiter is obsessed with finding you qualified candidates fast. ZipRecruiter finds candidates with the right experience and notifies them to apply for your job. No wonder 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within just 1 day. The right candidates are out there. This is how you find them. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
To try ZipRecruiter for free, just click the banner now or go to ZipRecruiter.com/Spotify. That's ZipRecruiter.com/Spotify.
So I gotta clean this manifold a lot. And then here's the turbo. Which I gotta clean too. Got a little bit of rust spots on it, but it survived the fire, so I'm not complaining. But it spins 100% freely and no shaft play. So this is what you guys are looking at. This is my turbo setup. My big behemoth. Yeah. I got all new fittings for everything. My downpipe is on. I have it outside waiting for it. The wastegate survived. Just a little burnt, but it survived the fire. I gotta say, SPA built some pretty good stuff. It just needs a really good cleaning, that's all. Do you have that little polisher, metal polisher that shines things like metal surfaces up like that? I had one that spins really fast. Or rotary tool? Yeah. Or one that they have like for like cleaning metal surfaces. I was gonna ask you if you can the wire brush. No, it's not a wire brush. It's like a coarse, like a really coarse like cloth and a wheel. It's like almost like a polisher almost. So I need to clean all that off. It's all gonna be cleaned off before this is installed. Well, I have like abrasive pads. Yeah, it's an abrasive pad for air gun. Yeah, air gun. I have that. Do you think if I painted this again, you think it'll survive the heat? I know they make like 2,000 degree paint or something like that. 2,000 degrees, yeah. I think it'll be fine. Just drive it like that, just straight dump pipe.
Why not?
No.
No?
No. The only thing I gotta figure out is this nipple here. And this one. It wasn't. I was only doing it waste. Well, vacuum actually. I gotta figure it out. I know if I turn this, it opens up the wastegate and makes it go faster. This engine's gonna shoot all the fire flames once I'm done with it. If that's your question, is it gonna do two-step and all that? Oh yeah. I'll make sure it does it for you guys. I know that's what you guys are itching for. You guys fucking love two-step videos. So yeah, I got a tune coming that's gonna do all that for us. But everything you see here is not gonna look like this when I'm done with it. This is just for visual representation. So yeah, this is pretty much where we're at. We're almost done, Tim. Almost done. I say after Thanksgiving, should be done. So Thanksgiving is going to be busy, but after Thanksgiving, like the first week of December, we should have this already built, like completely assembled, except for the crank and the timing, because I don't have the crank cooling. I mean the automatic balancer. Once I have that part crank cooling. That's actually a crank cooling. Technically. We don't want to be very technical. Yeah, I got spark plugs, I got my coil pack. Oh, we gotta refurbish my my coil pack plate. Yeah, on top of there. I gotta refurbish that. Now the coil pack covers. Look at the top. I think I'm gonna reuse those. Those didn't survive. Those ones, but that one, if we scraped it all down, looks like we're gonna do a brush. I was thinking about doing that to this, just brush aluminum look. Not polish it, just scrape the crap out of it, make it look just brushed. I think that'll look pretty dope. Same with this, just scrape it with a wire wheel, just make it all circle here, you know? Make it look very simple. Or crinkle black.
That's dull.
I just say, because I'm going to have copper lines everywhere.
Right.
So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Because black and copper look, black and copper is perfect. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And then I'm trying to also figure out if I should paint the intercooler piping crinkle black. I might have to have a powder coated crinkle like this. I wish I had the heat, but I don't know. I'm really, really torn on what I want to do with that. So oil coolers next. Thermostat and thermostat housing is also. So that's all good. Put that on that. The pistons I'm using on this car are stock. You don't need to get anything aftermarket for the amount of power we're trying to make. Stock pistons actually hold up to almost 500 horsepower. So you're fine with stock if you're not trying to make that much more than that power. Okay? I think we have to clean this. I think I'll worry about it for another day. I'll worry about it another day. Yeah, I think we're good. I just really need the head gasket on there though.
We should do that.
What? We already did that! I'm telling you we should do that. Like we just did that. Face better. Face better.
That's not how they like this. That's how they like
Oh, before I hang up with you guys, thanks again for watching Pinchao's Garage with Tim. Awesome couple hours with you guys. I appreciate all the work and all the support that I get from everybody. Thanks again. Peace. You guys are awesome. But tonight, we did a lot of work. We pretty much are we're about like 90% of the way. couple little things here and there, but the engine's almost done. Next video, when you see this, we're gonna finish up the oil pan, oil cooler, thermostat and housing, intake manifold, turbo and all that, all the lines. Timing, which is the last piece, will be done because I won't be able to put that on until I get my harmonic balancer off of the old car. So stay tuned, keep watch, because like I was saying, this is what we do. Pinchel's Garage, have fun, peace out. Oh, next stream will probably be after Thanksgiving, so I don't know the exact date, but I will make an event calendar for it for you guys to see that. That way I can make some extra time, and that'll finalize this build. And then right after that, we're gonna do another stream on how to remove the engine. We're actually gonna do a live stream of removing the engine out of my Mark IV and doing that, and then we're gonna do a stream to do the engine bay work, painting, and all that, and then putting it back in. Everything's going to be streamed live on how we do everything because I already have it all on my YouTube channel. I'm not going to refilm all this stuff. We're doing it live so I can get it done. Alright? Just stay tuned. I'll make sure you guys can get some information on that, okay? Peace out.